What is going on, guys? Will Tennyson here. Welcome to today's video. I used to be fat, chubby, husky, whatever you want to call it. It's safe to say by looking at the photo, I didn't miss too many meals. Not too long after that, I lost 100 pounds with an eating disorder. I was terrified of food. I looked at food as good or bad, and I was addicted to watching the scale drop. With efforts to put weight back onto my frame, my dad introduced me to the gym and lifting weights. I quickly got hooked to it, and I started to build my body. I didn't really know what I was doing, so although I put on a lot of muscle, I did put on a lot of fat as well. As time went on and I went through a lot of trial and error and research on my own, I finally found what worked and got me to the point that I'm at now, and I'm able to maintain a very muscular and lean physique with relative ease. So I went from this, to this, to this, and now this. So it's safe to say I know a thing or two about gaining weight, losing weight, building muscle, and maintaining a lean physique. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you my top fat loss tips that I used that completely changed my life, that made everything so easy, as well as tips that I use right now to maintain a very low level of body fat. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Tip number one is to eat a very, very high protein diet. Now, I know there's a lot of recommendations online as to how much you should eat in a day. In my personal opinion, eating a very high protein diet is crucial for fat loss, maintaining or even building muscle. I'm 180 pounds and I eat anywhere from 250 grams to 300 grams of protein per day. I know that sounds like a lot of protein to a lot of people. It actually sounds crazy to a lot of people, I know. But why I do it is because protein is very satiating compared to other macros, carbs, and fats. It keeps me full throughout the day. It prevents me from overeating and snacking. Protein has a very high thermic effect, which means it takes a lot of energy for it to break down in your body. Approximately 30% of the protein calories that you eat are just used to break down the food. Let's take a look at this quick example. On the right, we have will number one, and on the left, we have will number two. Each will eats 3,000 calories a day. Will number one eats 144 grams of protein, which equates to 0.8 grams per pound of body weight, which is generally the recommendation you'll find online. Will number two eats 275 grams of protein per day. Will number two is eating 524 calories more from protein. If we divide that by 30%, that's 157.2 extra calories burned just by processing those extra protein calories. Now, if we times that by 7 for 1 week, that's 1,100 calories. And even further, by a month, that's 4,400 calories, which equates to 1.25 pounds extra fat loss per month just by eating the same amount of calories but jacking your protein up. Tip number two is increase your NEAT, which stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is the energy that you expend from things other than sleep, eating, and exercise. It ranges from things like doing yard work, cleaning your house, going for walks, fidgeting, stuff like that. Not saying to start fidgeting consciously, like going like, what I'm saying is go for walks more. If you live walkable distance to work, walk to work. If you're at the mall, don't take the escalator, walk the stairs. Stuff like that adds up over time and will make a huge difference. I highly recommend getting an Apple Watch or a Fitbit to keep track of your steps. It's a blessing and a curse. Tip number three is to train, don't just work out. What do I mean by that? Oftentimes you hear a lot of people saying, yeah, I work out 5 days a week, I work out 7 days a week, but what are you really doing when you're working out? Are you just going into the gym going, yeah, I think I'm gonna bench press today. You know what, I might do some curls. Like, you have no structure, you're kind of just going through the motions, you're winging your workouts. Go into the gym with a purpose, know what you're doing before you get to the gym, and have a program in place and focus on progressive overload. What is progressive overload? It's making your body do more than what it did the previous week. For example, if you went in and bench pressed 100 pounds for 3 sets of 10 on Monday, the next time you come in and bench press, you wanna try bench pressing 105 pounds for 3 sets of 10. Small increments over time. You're gonna force your body to lose fat, build muscle. Muscle is very metabolically active, which means even if you add 5 pounds of muscle, it'll add so much to your metabolism, so much to your BMR, that even just sitting and doing nothing, you'll start to burn more calories. Tip number four is to don't drink your calories. I get absolutely amazed when I see people slamming juice, slamming pop, slamming alcoholic beverages when they're trying to lose body fat. What do you think is more filling, 280 calories of orange juice or 280 calories of a chicken breast? Drinking your calories is a really good way to overeat. Try choosing things like Zevia, which is like a 0-calorie pop, sparkling water, black coffee, herbal teas, even just water. The main driver of fat loss is being in a calorie deficit, and drinking your calories is not the best way to do it. Tip number 5 is to track your calories. Do not do this intuitive eating stuff. You will overeat. No, I'm not saying that you need to get a food scale and use it for the rest of your life. What I am saying is maybe pick up a food scale, use it for 1 to 2 weeks, have a general idea of what's coming in your body, know what 8 ounces of chicken looks like, know what 1 cup of rice looks like, know what a handful of vegetables look like. So when you go out for dinner, you can apply that knowledge. When you look at a plate, you can kind of ballpark, you know what, this is 500 calories, 700 calories. Knowing a general ballpark of your maintenance calories is a very good idea because it gives you something to go back to. If you're gaining or losing weight, you can kind of take away some calories or up your calories if you need to. Tip number 6 is to get creative in the kitchen. This is something that's going to develop over time the more that you make this into a lifestyle. Everyone has those foods that they love, something that they crave, but now it's kind of up to you to find some sort of recipes that you can kind of make yourself to implement those things that you want in a lower calorie option. So here are some examples. So 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, you're looking at 210 calories. If you go to the supermarket, get the powdered peanut butter, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is 45 calories. And then here's another great example of a Caesar salad dressing. That's maybe 30 calories. It's understanding those small adjustments that you need to make the big difference. Like you might be someone who has cereal every morning and you put normal milk in, but now you might put in cashew milk in because that goes from 150 calories all the way down to 25 calories for a cup. Tip number 7 is to trick your mind. This may be a little bit difficult to explain, so let's go to the kitchen. So losing body fat is more a mental game than anything. The minute that you know that you're on a calorie deficit, you're gonna start to feel hungry all day long. It's just how it works. It sucks. So how can we make it feel like you're eating at maintenance calories without actually eating at maintenance calories? It's to track your food at maintenance calories, but not actually eat maintenance calories. What the hell do I mean? For example, for breakfast, if you're someone who has 2 tablespoons of peanut butter with 2 slices of toast, a banana, and a cup of milk, you're looking at around 712 calories for that meal. But now, if you swap the toast out for 3 rice cakes, 50 calories each, instead of the tablespoon of peanut butter, you add powdered peanut butter for 45 calories. Instead of regular milk, you add cashew milk and keep your same banana in. You're only at 340 calories for that meal. 712 minus 340 is 372 calories, and that's basically your entire deficit for the day. And you're still having the same volume of food. You don't have to follow this approach for a meal in total per se. You can kind of do it for small things throughout the day. For example, if you're someone who likes to have a Powerade or a Gatorade before, during, or after your workout, you can switch your regular Powerade for a Powerade 0 calories as opposed to 250 calories. So you're saving a lot of calories like that. So I'm a very regimented person and I usually eat the same meals every single day. I like it. I'm a simple guy. So for dinner, I usually have 450 grams of lean ground beef with a bunch of veggies just sauteed up in a pan. 450 grams of lean ground beef, you're looking at around 900 calories for just that pack of ground beef. So all I do is I eat the same throughout the entire day, but instead of 450 grams of ground beef, I swap that out for extra lean ground turkey, which is 540 calories. And that's my deficit for the entire day, and I'm still eating the exact same volume of food. So why I think this approach works so well is because when you're done for the day and you look at your daily log of food, you don't see that deficit. You don't see oh, if I usually eat 3,000 calories and now you're at 2,500 calories. You might start to think of ways that you would usually fill that out. You might go, oh, I could usually have a scoop of ice cream, I could have a protein bar, I could maybe have a scoop of peanut butter to get to my maintenance calories, and you might actually eat it and just start spinning your wheels, as opposed to if I implemented my ground turkey as ground beef, my 2,500 calories shows up as 3,000 calories on MyFitnessPal. I know I have no more room for anything else, and I know I'm done for the day, and I go to bed and I feel fine. Tip number 8, the last and final tip, is to have fun with it. Have fun with your workouts. If you get bored of your workouts, you're not going to want to go. The motivation's going to be low. You're going to go through the motions. So find something that you love to do. Find a workout partner. Maybe go to a fitness class. I go to Orange Theory with my mom. We kill it together. We push each other. More so, she pushes me. She's an absolute animal. It's just a great way to incorporate kind of a social life with your fitness to make you feel like you want to go challenge yourself, have competitions with other people. So those are 8 of my best fat loss tips that I use to get into the best shape of my life. Hopefully you guys can take some of these and apply it to your own fat loss journey. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.